Hi there, it's Elaine Hamilton Grundy from the Reiki Center, and today's video is about abundance. We all love a bit of abundance, and I thought I would maybe give some different kind of way of looking at it in terms of the usual way of looking at it from a law of attraction viewpoint. And we've all kind of gone on those courses whereby we write our lists and what we want, and we manifest it and we vision board it, and there's some really fun, good, juicy stuff to come from that way of working. But I wanted to just bring in another element that is very important to have underneath, like the foundation, in order for all that fun visioning and boarding and drawing and creative flow to actually have an impact. Because otherwise it literally is just imagination. Now, if we just sit and have a lot of imagination, this idea that thoughts become things. Have you tried it? It's like, have you actually not been doing that all your life, trying to think things into existence? And has it worked? So let's look at it a different way. There's some truth in that, and then there's some absolute bullshit in that. And it's getting the right directionality. I use the word alignment a lot. Because that's the way it feels in my system. When I'm in alignment with my path, with my joy, with myself, it feels correct. Like, it feels good. I feel solid. I feel like there's a rightness to it. And when I'm out of alignment, for whatever reason, it doesn't feel good. I feel stressed. I feel like I'm grabbing at something, like I'm grasping for something. And often, when we do law of attraction, we go at it from that kind of viewpoint. So we'll end up wishing for something or thinking for something, and it's a very, very subtle thing. Okay, so I'm going to try and put it in words, but essentially there's like the way it feels energetically in my system. So for you to explore how this feels, when I'm wishing for something that is outside of myself, it's like this heart thing that kind of goes, it's going to sound so weird, sorry people, but it kind of comes out of me and kind of like tries to grab. And it leaves me feeling a sense of lack. I don't have that, and I want it, and why don't I have it? And they've got it and I don't have it. Doesn't feel particularly great. I mean, there's a part of me when I'm kind of doing these ideal scenes, this comes up a lot and that kind of thing. Does it feel like you're having to grab at something, or does it feel like an already being? So I'm not really sure if I'm articulating this very well, but essentially, when you come into law of attraction, when you play from your source, you actually don't care whether you are going to get it or not. It's irrelevant. It's purely play and purely creative, because you know that you already have it. And what I mean by the already have is a very good question is, what does abundance actually mean to you? What is abundance? And when you first start thinking about it from a very superficial level, it normally means money, right? Wealth, money, enough to pay my bills, enough to buy stuff I want. Maybe in your visioning board, you've got your ideal house, your ideal car, your ideal, holiday in the Bahamas or Hawaii or wherever it is for you. And it's material things. And then we don't really tend to drop in any further than that. And my suggestion today is that you drop in much, much further than that. Maybe it is the money, but what's the money buying you? And when you really drop into full abundance, like what is abundance to you? I know for me, it comes into a feeling of joyfulness. Like when I think of abundance, I think of nature actually. Like nature is teeming with life and the flowers. At the moment, it's still cold out there, but the cherry blossoms are coming out, the daffodils are coming out. Everything's kind of budding. And yesterday I was watching these two cute little pigeons like do a kind of like whatever they do with their heads, like a romance, a courtship, and it was so sweet. And it's just all there. Like nature is just fully expressing and abundant and like teeming with life, and it's just awesome, right? And the feeling that you get when you're really in that, it's not the feeling of why don't I have that? I never, when I was watching those pigeons, I wasn't like, oh, I want that. I was just like, oh my God, they're so cute. And you feel their sense of just open abundance in yourself. You feel it. Like when I look at the cherry blossoms, I feel like it's for me. It's like I'm part of that. So when we look at nature, we're not jealous, right? We're not sitting there going, oh, I want to be a cherry. It's a different kind of feeling. And that feeling that you get is the foundational place that you must start from before you start writing all of these lists and imagery and vision boards. And like you need to get into that feeling of abundance first. So in other words, that feeling of I am abundance. Like I am it. I am with the nature. I'm sitting in it. And unless you can really understand that and really feel that you are source, like the abundance is already within you, then you can't manifest it because you can't really draw it out of you, because it is an out of you thing. It's not out there. You're not grabbing it. And so I would say pay close attention to, first of all, start aligning yourself up with that feeling. The feeling you get, just go for a walk. I mean, everything's out there. It's just amazing. Everything is here for us. Just go for a walk and go to the beach or just go into a forest or go into botanical gardens. It doesn't matter where you go, and just be in the abundance and see if you can get a sense of what I'm talking about in terms of just you're sitting there and you're in it and you do nothing for it. You don't have to grab at it. Like I wish I was in nature, and because you're in it, and see if you can touch on this experience, this feeling, that the sensation of abundance that I'm talking about. And then once you have identified it, it's like, oh yeah, I get that. Then you start to bring it, like remind yourself, because it's very easy for the mind to go off into the I don't have this and I don't have that and I'm jealous of this person and I want that and blah, 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 blah. That is the mind's job almost. The mind's job is to kind of compare and contrast and put everything into compartments for you. It's like an organizational tool, but it organizes in a way that isn't particularly helpful all the time. So part of our self-mastery is to understand that the way that we direct our minds is very important. You can't just let it run amok. It's kind of like, it would be a bit like you're captain of a big large ship, right? And you just spin the wheel. You just let it go wherever it wants. No, you have to direct it. So part of that direction is also that understanding of where is abundance? Where does it spring from? Is it from out there, or is it from within me when I am already feeling that abundance, then it's like the abundance comes up and out, and then you can start attracting things to you. I mean, it's a weird dynamic, and I really I'm just inviting you to play with this concept of you are coming out with the abundance, and then you are just kind of offering it, right? So it's a bit like these videos, right? I just offer up these videos. Sometimes you're listening to them and you're like, all right. And other times you're listening and you're like, oh, okay, I get that. And the whole offering is it's just coming from my place of abundance, right? This is some thoughts I'm having today, and I'm just going to offer them up. Now, as I'm offering them up, I have no idea what is going to then be attracted into my field. And some of you will be like, oh yeah, I like what you're saying, and maybe you'll go and buy a book, or maybe you'll go and sign up for one of my workshops. I don't know, right? But the offering is this is this is coming from a space within me, and it's my authentic expression outwards. It's my abundant expression. And as I express, what am I attracting back? Now, if I am attracting back um, enough people buy my books, enough people sign up to my workshops, enough people want healing, that kind of thing, then I am kind of in the right abundant space. Now, here's the hard part, okay? If I'm offering and I'm offering and I'm offering and nobody is signing up and nobody is buying anything, and I'm not able to sustain that, then I am not in the right abundant space. And it doesn't matter how many Google ads I put out there. It doesn't matter how much marketing I do. It doesn't matter how much grabbing I do. It's not going to change. And you know this as well as me. It's like you watch some people and you're attracted to them, and you watch other people and you're not attracted to them. And it has to do with how authentic the messaging is, or alignment, right? It comes back to alignment. Like, how aligned is this person with their abundant flow? And this is why I'm so I love talking about alignment, because that's what it's all about. When you resonate with somebody, it is because there is a certain sense of alignment that they have. Now, not always. Like, sometimes we can align with people because they're promising stuff, and you think, oh, I want that stuff. And it doesn't always work out that great, right? I mean, we've all fallen down that trap before, whereby we bought something because it's promised something, face cream, shampoo. It's like, we promise luscious hair, and then you shampoo and you're like, ooh, very excited, and then you don't get it. That's fine. It's a small amount of money to pay for that. And you kind of find your alignment with that. And there's some brands you trust more than other brands because of that. And so you develop a sense of trust with different people and different brands and different messaging and all that kind of thing. But bringing it back to yourself, it's like, are you, when you really come into that space of abundance, are you then projecting out in full alignment? Like WYSIWYG, right? What you see is what you get. And it may be that as you project out, you start to notice that things are attracted to you. There is opportunities open to you, and things start to line up for you. And I'm not only talking about this in terms of from a teacher perspective, right? I'm talking about this if you have a job you go to every day. Like, when you go to that job, are you in your full alignment or not? And lots of us aren't, right? Lots of us have go to work because we think, oh, I need to make it. It's a grasping thing. I need to make a living, and I need to earn money, and I need to. But you go in and your soul just dies as soon as you walk into the office. That is not proper alignment, and that is not abundance. Like, you can't get abundance from that, because you're just not resonating at all. So there's no natural abundance coming from within you. You're kind of squashing that abundance down. You're doing the opposite. So it is really important to check in with your work, with where the financial income is coming from. And also, abundance is joy, right? So abundance is also looking at those around you as well. And are you in proper abundant alignment with your relationships, or where you're living, or I mean, it just expands outwards. But instead of sitting there from a place of lack and going, oh, I don't like this and I don't like that and I want this and I want that, which is a very empty kind of feeling when you're trying to write things that you want to be more abundant, or you're looking at law of attraction workshops and you're trying to follow their processes, but nothing's changing. I would suggest that you just, first of all, very first thing is make sure that you can even feel that alignment with abundance in the first place. And that starts from communing with nature. Just go out there and see that it's all there. I mean, you already are it. It's your, people kind of say it's your birthright. It's not even your birthright. It's just who you are. I mean, you are part of that life force. And once you can really sit in that, then you use all the law of attraction techniques and you start, working with all of that kind of stuff, and you will start to see, okay, now I can see. Because once you can feel the abundance come from within you and out, that's the direction. If you're still doing this and trying to pull it towards you, that's the wrong direction, because life doesn't grab. If you just go out and have a look, life never grabs. It just unfolds. It unfolds. It unfolds. And that's really what I'm suggesting that you play around with for today. So, hope that was useful and interesting, and good luck. I wish you lots of abundance, joy, and love.